Good morning. How you guys doing? Good morning. I'm here. I'm back on the Marvel TV, the Marvel point of view. As I said, this is a community-based YouTube channel, and we try to do this every day. Not every day, but every Thursday and Friday. Our opinion and bringing news to you about the community. I'm very excited to be back today, and I want to thank those of you who browsed through the first video we posted. My co-host is supposed to be here today, but he's busy, and we have to keep we got to keep the ball rolling. As I already said, our community is like having this communication gap, and I'm just going to go over why we established the Marvel point of view. We established the Marvel point of view. We first of all came with different names. We said that we want to be Librarian Association in the Delaware Valley Media Network, but we get different people all involved. We get Kenyans, Cameroonians, and we get my guy from Delaware. We all involved in starting this thing to bring information about African community organization to the larger public. So we settled down on the name, the Marvel point of view. What we realize in our community is that we don't have a centralized channel of communication. We have all these different organizations get their own media network, but we have this one for exactly the reason we wanted it for. And having worked with the Librarian Association for almost 4 years as the Secretary General, 4 years or more, because we'll be having elections soon to get new code officers. So, having worked with the Librarian Association of Pennsylvania for the past 4.5 years or 5 years, I've seen this gap, and we decided to fit it. So what we'll be doing, we'll be reaching out to the community leaders of the Librarian Association of Pennsylvania, different librarian community organizations around the country, to tell us what they're doing. And we want to reach out to businesses, librarian businesses, to show us what they're doing, so we can take it to the wider audience, Americans, other people, white, blacks, and white. We don't restrict it anywhere. But we think our community, the African community, needs to have a centralized communication network. Different people can have their own thing, but having like a hub, a communication hub where everybody can get information from will be very important. Let's assume that somebody is coming from Kenya, and we have the librarians, that's the Kenya Association in the United States or Americas, whatsoever they call it, and we get the contact information. Somebody watching this channel, when the Kenya lands in the United States, you can contact the organization in case they're in a problem. They get the contact information. That's a good start there for them. If somebody is like from River G Association in America, my county, and the person wants to know something about River G, we get River G County in the River G County Association in the Americas, contact information. The person can get that information and reach out to whosoever, a lawyer, a doctor, a plumber, a nurse, a counselor, a psychiatrist, a psychologist who is an African, and we can go to like when I was in Pennsylvania, working in Pennsylvania, most Liberians in Pennsylvania, especially around the Upper Darby area, went to a guy called Dr. Abba. Dr. Abba, I must say he was my doctor. So, those kind of information, we have it out there. So our people know professionals in our community. Even the soccer team, basketball teams, you have the information. There are people out there who are in search of information. And then we can give those people the information that they are in search for. Today I got 3 things to talk about. Firstly, I want to talk about meeting dues and organizations. Then I will talk to the Librarian Association of Pennsylvania building in Philly. And the third thing will just be to ask you to support this channel. We are here to stay. This channel is here to stay. We ain't going anywhere. African American people say, we ain't going anywhere. We are yet to stay. We are yet to stay. You know, having spent a lot of times at community organizations in the United States, I have seen that the community organizations are playing a very pivotal role, a very significant role in the lives of people, not just here in the United States, but across the world. Like Virginia County Association in the United States, in Americas, Bennett Library, they supported Liberians, the nursing school in Liberia, the Tubman Nursing Institute at JFK. I don't know whether that's the name. The children in the United States, especially those who pay their dues, spend money, hundreds of thousands of dollars to support their brothers and sisters back in Liberia. But the point I try to make today is, why are we not paying meeting dues the way we're supposed to pay meeting dues? Every Liberian organization I've associated with have problem when it comes to meeting dues. What I've realized is that I don't think these people don't want to pay their meeting dues. I don't think members don't want to pay their meeting dues. But I think the channel we're using for them to pay their meeting dues is just wrong. We never go behind people to pay meeting dues until it's elections. I'm telling you, if I say we, leadership, whether it's the Liberian Association of Pennsylvania and other people, we want to wait for elections, then we go behind people for meeting dues. Or people pay meeting dues because they want to contest. I want to say a big thank you to a guy that is my friend and brother, Josh Gator Zota. He's the Secretary General of the Multilateral Alumni Association in Americas. This brother is working diligently for his organization. He's working very hard for the members to pay the meeting dues. As I always told my people, I said, meeting dues are the engine of organization that turn the organization wheels. If you don't have money for anything, if you don't have money, there are a lot of things you can do. And whenever something happens in our community, that the Liberian Association of Pennsylvania people write us, oh, we need, somebody is sick, this person is, somebody died, or somebody gave birth, the community has to go there. How does the community go? And people expect the community to do something, that is give money, somebody's house got burned, somebody doesn't have a place to live, somebody is sick and somebody is dead, somebody having a baby shower. Everybody wants the community to do something. But most of us don't pay our meeting dues. And I myself, I sometimes get relaxed in paying my meeting dues. But I was listening to something on the BBC the other day. And a lady made a very important point. She said, most of us, right, we buy, she was talking particularly of females, but I will scratch it a little bit to include everybody. She said some women buy bags. Women get 1,000 handbag bags, including my wife. Some of the bags cost $1,000, but we have reservation, or we can pay money if a cancer research center asks us to give $10 a month or $20 a month. And let me scratch it a little bit. I'm saying some of us drive $25,000 cars, $45,000 cars, $80,000 cars. Some of us pay mortgage, $400,000. But when it comes to paying $10 meeting dues to the Virginia County Association in Americas, if it comes to paying $5 meeting dues to the Liberian Association of Pennsylvania, and you think about it, other associations where you can be Kenya Association, Cameroonian Association, other associations or groups, we are reluctant to pay. or we don't want to pay. But this is what I realized. I don't think that most people, or most members, not that they don't want to pay the meeting dues. The problem there is we are not consistent in going after people to pay the meeting dues. Or we are not telling them, look, you got to put your $5 meeting dues on your credit card, or your $10 meeting dues on your credit card. You can turn it off anytime you want to turn it off. But because we know that you can pay $10, you're not going to be a proud or struggle for you. We'll just put it on your credit card so that you won't forget. I can assure you that many people forget to pay the dues. That's the reason they don't pay. But when we encourage people to put it on the credit cards, through the bank accounts, that's going to be a viable option for them. Another option we get and say, okay, look, if you don't want to put that $5 payment on your credit card or your debit card, then you pay $120 on the spot. And then we try to make people to renew their membership every year. And then after 3 months, if the person doesn't pay the meeting due, we discontinue the membership. They got to reapply to become a member of the organization. But we have to have strong secretary generals. We got to have strong financial secretaries. Equally so, we have to have strong presidents who have vision for the organization. Who have vision, who presidents who want to take the organization in a whole new level, in a whole new direction. Not organization that people use just to pass time. Oh, I'm going to the Librarian Association of Pennsylvania meeting today because I just want to pass time. That's not how we can run our organization. Because another thing is you have to have strong secretary, financial secretary, and secretary general, and a president who is farsighted. If the people pay their meeting dues, they want to see you doing something with it. They want to see you doing something productive. They want to see you coming up with new ideas. And they want to see you make reports at the end of the day. And that's the third thing I'm going to talk about. The third thing I'm going to talk about will be an accounting software that is very important for small businesses, non-profit organizations that don't have big money. And I will talk about that later on. But let me talk about the second thing. The Librarian Association of Pennsylvania has a building. That building is in Philadelphia. Florence Street in Philadelphia. Southwest Philly. Yesterday I was at the building when I went down to Philadelphia to get my haircut. I want to ship my beer and I'll get a shipper. And I was at the office. The Librarian Association of Pennsylvania office. The only tangible property we have, the organization has. I was there. I didn't know the amount of damage that was done to the building until I went in there. And I want to say a big thank you to Steve Bender, the Assistant Secretary General of the Librarian Association of Pennsylvania, for championing again for us going back to see how the building caught fire almost a year ago. And I don't think anybody had won there. I had gone there, but I didn't enter in the building. But yesterday, there were some guys there to do cleaning. Steve is working with them to do an assessment and tell us how much it's going to cost for us to fix the building. The building is badly damaged. But we have to work hard to save that building. That's the reason. The Librarian Association of Pennsylvania got that building since 1981 for $1 from the city of Philadelphia. For $1 for the city of Philadelphia. All the previous president did some work on it. When we came to power in 4 years ago, we did a lot of work and we only needed to open the doors. Just open the doors for people to use that building. Everybody abandoned the building. Everybody abandoned the building. The first time somebody broke into the building. The second thing, when we had all this infighting, who knows? Somebody went and intentionally touched the building, put the building on fire. Somebody intentionally put the building on fire. But we will have to, whether we have the elections in 2 or 3 months, it's not a question. The Assistant Secretary General is spearheading the effort to make that building livable, and it's going to cost us $25,000 to $30,000 to make that building livable. And when we finish the building, after 5 years, we can sell the building to anybody, any librarian who wants it, because the value of the building is $50,000. We got it for 100. Let's say we got it for $1. The current price of the building is about $50,000. If we fix the building, we can sell it to somebody. Sell it to a librarian, or we can use it as an office space. But to do all these things, it calls for people to pay their meeting dues. And starting tomorrow, on Monday, I'm going to start sending text messages out with our bank account information so that people can start paying their meeting dues. We're not going to wait for elections. And why we want to do that? We want to do this so that we get people information, and we're not going to wait for elections before we get our roster. We're going to make sure that members pay their meeting dues before the elections are here. When people come and say, "Oh, we're in confusion," and what have you? Hey, nobody say when you in the United States, the political tension or stuff like that, you don't pay taxes. Uncle said, the government has to run. The organization has to run. I always say this: the organization needs to go to hospital. The organization or a company, that's a person. I noticed that there was a lot of big fighting about whether a corporation, corporations are people. That political argument. And whether you're a Democrat, Republican, I'm not going to get myself tangled in the political argument. But the reason I'm saying an organization is a person is that organization has to eat. If somebody is hungry, the organization must be able to assist the person. If somebody dies, the organization must be able to assist the person. That will make organization a person. And for the organization to do all those things, members have to pay the meeting dues. And then to come back to myself, I must say I graduated from Zwedru Multilateral High School in Zwedru, Grand City County. Come back to myself. This morning, yesterday I received a text message from the Secretary General, Giller. And I was lying down in my bed and I said, shit, I got to pay my meeting dues. And I went to Zelle and put my information in and pay 2 months. Yeah, from now I know how to go through the system and pay my meeting dues. Whether it's the Librarian Association of Pennsylvania, it's the United Association in the Americas, or it's the River G County. I want to pay my meeting dues. I want to pay my meeting dues because these community organizations are one of the important things we have. Volunteering with community-based organizations is one of the important things we have. I know there are a lot of people who overlook community organizations and say, "Oh, I don't want to get involved with this." But here's the thing I always say this is the thing. You know why they actually volunteer with any organization most of the time? Because they want to know what your commitment is. Your commitment to your community is. I know most of us just sit down. We want things to happen. We criticize everybody, whether it's political leaders, community leaders. We become to say this thing, this person is supposed to have done this, and we have all the complaints in the world. That person is supposed to have done this. That person is supposed to have done this. One of the questions we are not asking ourselves is what we're supposed to have done as an individual. What we're supposed to do as a person. What is our contribution to our community? It's not individual. You can help individual. You can support your parents. They always say the person get. Sometimes say the person get money. That's what my friend, my co-host was saying. If this person get money, he said it's good for you. And assisting your community, you don't have to have thousands of dollars. Because most of the time, the contributions that people are asking for, $10, $15 a month. Not much. So to go back to the community building in Philadelphia, we will finish the building. Whatever it costs of $20,000, $25,000, $30,000, we'll get out to the community and we ask them for assistance. When this building is finished and we have the building for 5 years, we can sell the building, or the leadership that will come next can sell the building and get money out of it. But we can't allow the building to go down. We can't allow the building to be demolished. No. People suffer, people spend the money on that building, and they will be downheartening to see that the building, is not habitable. Nobody is living in it. Now let me use my last 10 minutes and just tell you that the last 9 minutes, because this is about 30 minutes long. Let me use the last minute and just, talk about the importance again of us having this. And I will be reaching out to community leaders, every Thursday and Friday will be time. We have Zoom attached to this, and we'll be calling community members up and for them to tell us what they're doing. Having our community members coming on this channel and telling us what they're doing. It's very important for us. If you have a baby shower, you have wedding coming up, you get somebody who is sick in our community, you get somebody who is dead in our community, that information. If you have events happening in our community and you want people to know about it, let us know. We will bring it out. If you look in the tickers down here, we can put the information in the tickers for people to see what's happening. It will not cost anything. It's free. And as we work, to expand this, we'll be asking for contributions to support this channel. And this is no profit organization. We're not taking money from anybody. The acts that will be placed on this channel will be used. Resources will be used to produce content and train writers and other people for the channel. We're going to make this big. We're going to make this big. But let me come back to something. People hesitate to pay the little meeting dues or contribute to a community organization or a non-profit organization because people, misuse the resources and do it for their own purposes. But they are committed people in our communities. They are committed, dedicated people in our community who are ready and willing to go to the extent to put the neck on the bowl and on the chopping board, that you can trust that they will never misuse your money. There are people here. So don't be hesitant. Don't say I will not give it because people are, people in the past are eating my money or stuff like that. They are committed people here. I just want to tell you something about the former Yola president. They call Wilmer Coney. Wilmer Coney, when we went to the turnover ceremony, when Wilmer Coney was leaving and Vama was coming, Wilmer Coney took the organization credit card that he had not used or spending on it. That's by the fact that he could use it for the organization activities and give it to the incoming president without using any money on it. They are committed people in our community. I know there are a lot of corrupt people in our community. Some of them leave from here and go to the library and become government ministers. I know there are a lot of corrupt people in our community. Equally so, there are a lot of decent people in our community who you can trust your money with, your funds with, and they can use it for the betterment of your organization. It can be whatsoever Liberian association. It can be whatsoever African association. They are committed people in our community. Now let me end with one thing. As I said, people pay their meeting dues. They expect you to give them a comprehensive report at the end of the month. You know, when I was president of River G County Association in the America of Pennsylvania chapter, I always told my members, my officials, say, look, if other organizations invite us, we will go and we'll use the money from the coffers, because we are taking our time to go out on behalf of the organization, and so we have to use the money from it, but we have to account for it, and we did. But now there's a small business, small and medium-sized business accounting program they call QuickBooks. I know you might have heard of QuickBooks before. We use it for a Liberian association. I want to encourage you. I want to encourage your organization. If you don't have an effective small business accounting accounting software, use QuickBooks. QuickBooks is very effective. We use a Liberian association of paying $35 a month for that, and we produce first-hand world-class reports for our organization, if that's for the lack of better word. For lack of better word, we use first-hand reports. We make comprehensive reports. Any kind of report you want, we could get it. Month-to-month report. And we set up in a way that if you want to pay a meeting dues, you can pay a meeting dues directly to the organization. It was $70, but we had discounts, $70 a month for the subscription, but we had discount. And they get other packages there. You can get that package for your organization, and you can produce reports. That even if you want to go to an organization to fund you, you can give the report to the organization. Anything kind of report they want from you, you can produce that. So my brother and sister, I encourage you, please subscribe to this channel. Please subscribe to this channel. We'll be inviting guests here. Next week, I will see whether I can invite the president of River G County Association on this show. I will see whether I can invite the Liberian Association of Pennsylvania president on this show. And if you want to get on the show, reach out to me. We got our number. I just don't have it off here. But you can reach out to me on 484-702-2762. 484-702-2762. Text me your information. We can talk about it. You can come on the show. We can do it through Zoom. You don't have to travel to Delaware. Before I close, I want to close with basketball. You know, I'm a big fan of Philadelphia 76ers. And two nights ago, we lost badly to Atlanta Hawks. It was disappointing because Philadelphia were up by almost 25 points with 15 minutes left in the game. And unfortunately for the team was not able to win. Everybody was disappointed, including myself. But we hope that tonight they're going to be playing the game number 6. Game 6 in Atlanta. And the first seed against the 5th seed, we think that I still believe that the 76ers is going to win that game. Thank you very much for watching. We're going to do this next week. We'll be doing it every week. Thursdays and Fridays, 10 to 12. Today will come out late. Thursday to Friday, 10 to 12. So if you have any information about your organization, I will be texting you. I'll be reaching out to every organization here to be a part. This is a community-based initiative, supported. Initiative, supported. Thank you very much and have a good day. I will talk to you next week. Bye-bye.